Hey guys, Jen from JCT Rustic Homestead. I wanted to, I haven't even had my coffee yet, so I might do this very well, but one, thank you so much to all the new subscribers. A lot of you came over from Out West Homestead. Hopefully I got that right this time. I'll put a link to their channel in the description again. And thank you, Out West Homestead, for sending them over. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. We've had an increase up to, I think, 24 or 26 subscribers, but I won't go into the subscription thing yet. Also, I forgot on Saturday's video that the next day was Sunday, and I'm trying to take Sundays off, at least from uploading video. I didn't even take any video yesterday, and there were times where like, oh, I should be videoing this, and then there were times I was like, oh, I should be videoing this. But I am trying to take a little bit of time off from videoing, especially on Sundays. Yesterday was Palm Sunday, and the days are blurring together so much that I almost forgot it was Sunday, which is really sad because Palm Sunday is a very important Sunday for Christians. So happy belated Palm Sunday, everybody. I hope you're doing well. If you would consider subscribing to our channel, there should be a button below. I would really appreciate it. Liking and commenting also help our channel a lot. And thank you again for all the new subscribers and from the referrals from the other channels. I apologize if I missed somebody, but I just want to send a really big thank you, and we'll get going with our Happy Monday. I may or may not be cutting off my head, so I'm ducking a little lower, and Tom is already trying to photobomb this video. But today I thought I would talk a little bit about the math behind our egg layers. And there are a lot of videos, a lot of articles on chicken math. And some say it's not worth it. Some say, and here's raisin. Some say you can or you can't save money. Oh, come on, guys. Not a chew toy. It just depends on who you're reading. It depends on your feed costs. If you get your feed in bulk, it's going to be different. If you get your birds as chicks or as mostly grown adults, it's different. Everything varies. And the other thing you have to consider is these are not dollar eggs. They are farm fresh. They haven't been sitting on a store. They're humanely treated. So what's the price of going out to the coop and getting your eggs for you? It varies by every person, every family. So I'm going to show you some of my math and how I came about getting that math. And it's by no means perfect. There are a lot of problems with it. And right now, the critters seem to want attention. So, we'll get to the math, and then I'll give you a synopsis. All right, let's see how this works. This is my crazy egg-laying chicken spreadsheet in Excel. Not everybody knows how to work with Excel, and I'm not going to go into how to use Excel right now. I'm just going to show you the numbers and how I'm getting them. Right now, I have a hidden source or column for a source because everywhere you get them, chickens are going to be different prices depending on the hatchery. But ISA Browns, this first one, are the kind that my dad has and really likes. We really like their eggs. And so they are like the top of our list. They produce a lot, which is this column. They produce a lot of eggs per year. So their price per chick may be a little high sometimes, but their egg quality and quantity is worth it. But sometimes I wanted to know what like a colored egg layer would cost us or benefit us, so I had a couple of those thrown in there. But I also wanted to compare between different sources of chicks. This down here, the red sex link at $13, it seems like a lot more than these, but it's because we purchased those chicks just recently and they're what they call pullet stage. So they are almost egg layers. They are pretty much out of the chick stage. So this is the type of bird. This is how much it is to purchase each bird. Then we have the eggs per year that one bird can produce. Not necessarily will produce, but has the potential to produce. And then we have approximate weeks to maturity. Some breeds take longer. Some breeds take a shorter amount of time. These ISA Browns look like they're in the mid-range. But see our sex link down here, our red hens that we just got, the pullets, have a 0 week to maturity because they're already mature birds. This 1 pound of feed per week is approximate. It's not, little itty bitty chicks aren't going to probably eat a pound a week, but I don't know. It's an average, and I found that average somewhere online. So I figure for our price of feed, it's about 35 cents a pound. So one chick at 1 pound a week would eat about 35 cents worth of food. Over the course of 20 weeks, it would cost $7 for that chick's feed, I should say. But our pullets that we got, we don't have to feed them chick food. So this price is 0. Now, once they get to production stage, they're going to need about 1.5 pounds of feed per week. Again, it's a number I found online, accurate. It can vary. So 1.5 pounds of feed per week costs us about 53 cents. So that chicken is going to eat 53 cents worth of feed a week. And I did keep that for our pullets because they are mature birds. It's going to cost us more. So this feed cost for the rest of the year is the price that it's going to cost us to feed when they're adults. So this is our chick price because that's going to be different. You're feeding a different kind of food and they're eating at a different rate. And this is our adult price. And when you take the chick price plus the adult price, you get a total feed cost per year. But since our pullets are already adults, it's going to cost a little more in feed because they're eating more. Chick feed is actually more expensive, but they're eating more as adults. So our total feed cost per year is $27.30-ish. It's not a definite amount. And this, again, is per bird. Now, we do buy cartons. Sometimes we reuse cartons, but I did factor in carton price, especially if we ever start going to farmers markets or selling off the farm. State laws require new cartons. So this is a little bit high, I know, but I like a certain kind of carton, so that's why it's that much per carton. And as weird as it sounds, I took the amount of eggs they produce per year, divided it by 12, and times it by the cost of the carton. So 300 eggs divided by 12, which is a dozen, I'm going to have to pay this much for cartons for that chicken if they produced 300 eggs a year. So the average cost of an egg is the cost of feed from a chick to an adult, the cost of the bird itself, the chick, because we had to pay for that, and the cost of the carton equals about 13 cents. If that chicken produces the 300 eggs we talked about, and we're charging $3 a dozen, they'll make us about $75 a year. So our profit, or not profit, our income minus our expenses, we would make a profit of approximately $39.20 for that kind of bird. But now you're going, but you purchased pullets. Yeah, you don't have a chick cost, but you have a higher total feed cost. And according to your spreadsheet, you're making a little less. But our girls are only about 2 weeks away from producing eggs. These chicks up here sometimes take 3 months. Ours took, not 3 months, 6 months. Ours took about 6 months. So that production is going to be cut in half because they're not producing it that much the first year. So if we cut that 300 by 150, we're only profiting about $7.70 total. Whereas we will probably get close to 300 eggs this year, so we can actually make a decent profit. Again, per chicken, not per flock. This is per chicken. These numbers are also very variable. The feed cost can vary. Your chick cost can vary based on how many chicks you purchase. I did mine on a count of 25, but it can all change. So it's an estimate to know whether or not we can make money selling eggs. The other thing is infrastructure. Shavings aren't in here. If we need to buy more fencing for them or feeders, those incidentals are not included in this. This is strictly feed versus egg production and bird cost. So this is how I do my nerdy chicken math. I love Excel because I can automatically tabulate it and I don't have to do the math in my head or on a piece of paper. It's all here, and I can copy the formulas each time so I don't have to do it for every single type of bird. So if this is something you're interested in using for yourself, let me know. I haven't quite figured out how I want to organize the download files on our website, jctrustichomestead.com. But if you're interested in it, you can always shoot me an email and I can send it to you that way. I do have one similar to this for meat birds, but meat birds seem to be covered more than the egg layers. So I don't know how accurate this is, but at least it gives me a ballpark and hopefully you a ballpark. Any questions, of course, let me know. So at least this gives you an idea of the prices involved. It's definitely not a comprehensive list of everything you'll need, such as a coop. A run if you'd like to let them out of the coop but need to keep them safe from your dog or other predators. Some people get electric net fencing and then rotate that fencing around. Some people just let their chickens loose without fencing and then they can come in at night. Tom isn't leaving me alone. He keeps clawing me, by the way. I don't know what's gotten into him. He's never this active. So your basic costs to start out are the bird itself, shavings or straw for the boxes if they're too close to laying stage, or at least for the coop itself. Feed, that's probably going to be your major cost, is feed. Other than your infrastructure, your coop or a run and then your time. If you're factoring your time into it, you may not make much, if anything. You might lose money. But for me, going out and doing chicken chores is fairly quick. It's simple. It's just like going out and doing horse chores. Or letting the dog out in the morning, who just walked on by my shop again. They're just going to town today. So that gives you a little idea. There are places where you can charge more for your eggs. If you're feeding organic, you can generally charge more. It depends on your market as well. If you can sell organic in your area or if you have to go out of area. State laws are a factor if you have to pay any fees. If you're traveling, like if you go to like a farmer's market, and you have to pay the vendor fees for that. You have to pay for fuel to get there and your time. All those factor also into your price of eggs. And this isn't a how to price your eggs. This is just kind of what it costs to keep your birds, and does the math kind of balance out? Like I said, it's not a perfect picture, but it at least gives you some idea. So I hope you enjoyed this. I think I'm all rambled out, especially with the cat playing with strings underneath the table and the dog just walking through like she owns the place, because she does. But if you would like to learn more about it, or if I wasn't very clear on something, please let me know. This was kind of a chopped up day for me, and I didn't get very comprehensive, I guess. I can't even think of the words now. I need to go back to bed. But again, thank you to everybody who's recently subscribed. If you would consider subscribing and are currently, there's a button below the video. I think it's over that way. And I really appreciate everyone's support, especially during this time. It's been a little crazy, but I have to say, not watching the news has been really nice because I pretty much stay away from it anymore. But I hope everyone is staying safe and having a decent time if they're off work. And we'll catch you tomorrow. Good night.